Well, kids go back to school in less than a week. The subject of bullying comes up, I'm afraid, automatically. Here with us, Rick Jordan is author of Situational Ethics to discuss what parents can do to help them out. Not only parents, but students, teachers, wide variety. Nice to have you with us this morning. Appreciate it.
It is great to be here. It's early morning and I love it. You know, didn't have my coffee yet, but still, I'm pumped up. How about you?
I am. I'm already on cup 2, so I'm a little bit ahead of you. I just want to talk about your book, Situational Ethics. You say the first story in your book is from your own personal experience. What prompted you to write this book?
The book, you know, I've seen people make crazy choices in the course of my life working in security, IT, and as a pastor, and they will go to certain lengths to try to save their own hide when it comes to money or power or really just to protect themselves. And this book is really for leaders, and parents are leaders. You know, so when they face these decisions in life, they can make the right decision rather than trying to tip the scales over to the side that just sort of saves themselves. You know, the biggest question in the book is, are you doing this to benefit yourself at the expense of another person? That's kind of the dividing line.
That applies to bullying in schools, the workplace, so many different areas.
Yeah.
But how does that apply in schools specifically? Because you say bullying, first of all, let's define bullying, because it's a term that gets used, misused, overused, sometimes not used in the right way. So define bullying for us.
Absolutely. We've all been called names in school, right? We've all had those situations, even when we were younger and went through the same thing. Bullying to me is really when that student has some sort of mental trauma happen at that point. Because kids are going to be kids at the same time.
Sure.
But I'm a parent. I'm a parent of 3 kids. And when parents abdicate the responsibility to the district and just say, my hands are off, and then it's just the responsibility of the school district to do that, I think the superintendent is in here later, and they've got a huge burden on their hands. You know, so parents have to jump in. I remember we were talking before we went on air, you know, my dad would call up the other kid's dad, and we would just get the things resolved. We'd get in the same room.
Right.
You know, so nowadays things are a little different. Cyberbullying on social media is crazy. 4 out of 5 high schoolers are going to have this happen, and 1/3 are going to be physically threatened online. That's the part where it definitely crosses the line. So if it's physically threatening, yeah, absolutely. But physically could be, hey, some sort of mental trauma too. That's where I see that. You know, super easy. You know, I say we can take a stand for bullying. Social media, get your kids on early. You know, train them up in the way that they should go, and they'll know how to interact online. To talk about it. Most kids are afraid to do this, to even bring it up. So if we create this open communication in our homes as parents, they're going to bring it up to us, no problem.
So you're saying the responsibility is not just with the school district, the responsibility lies with the teacher, with the parents.
With the parents, absolutely.
And with the students themselves, maybe, and how they handle themselves
Very
in
much
school
so.
and
They
with
have
their
to
friends.
speak up. They have to speak up.
Okay.
You know, notify the authorities, because Haley's Law was just passed a couple years ago here in Vegas. It's huge. You know, and then parents, we can't get away from displaying affection to our kids either. Because if we just get home from work and just eat our dinner and then in our own separate corners, so to speak, you know, keep our screens around rather than in a different room instead of eating family dinners together anymore, you know, that affection, we have to show that we have open arms to our kids.
Quickly, who is included in the other stories that you have in your book? There's
professional stories, you know, insider threats where I've caught an attorney trying to siphon off case files to start her own firm, you know, $6 million worth of settlements those ended up being. And another story where a salesperson was trying to sell a $25 million book of business to a competitor for this client of mine, just to cover his back taxes, alimony, child support. So there's these pressures in life that just push in on us that will force us over to the other side of that line. Okay. And hopefully this will help leaders reflect and make the right call.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate your perspective as a parent, as a pastor, as a business leader. And your book is available. You said it just released 2 weeks ago, and you said it is on Amazon.
It is. #1 new release as of last night, which is awesome. This week only is a promotion for 99 cents for the Kindle edition. If you want the hardback or the paperback, that's still regular price, but you get the Kindle edition for free then too.
Man, that's fantastic. Yeah. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I'm excited.
Fantastic. I'm anxious to read it. Thanks for being with us this morning.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Appreciate it.